close their eyes for a moment of silence for one of my former students who was recently in a car crash and is fighting for his life right now in a medically induced coma because someone decided they wanted to kill themselves and drove 80 miles down the road and hit him head on in the car with his high school sweetheart.
It was September 6, 2005, the second day of my senior year, and I just set a personal record for somehow finding myself in the principal's office. I remember sitting there thinking, am I ready to risk it all on this? Is he worth it? I'm so mad right now. I know he's not, but I'm so close to getting out of this place forever, but I have to do something. I have to say something. I can't take it anymore. Rewind 4 days. It was Friday, September 2nd, on NBC Universal's Concert for Hurricane Relief. In the moments before the cameras began to roll, an up-and-coming artist who had just been named Pops, the smartest man of the year, was faced with a decision. Fresh off the release of his heavily anticipated sophomore album, a follow-up to his critically acclaimed double platinum Grammy Award-winning College Dropout, Kanye West decided to do what we have come to know him to do also well as Pola Kanye, and diverted his eyes from the teleprompter to go on to say the now most infamous words, George Bush doesn't care about black people. Hell yeah, I'm going to. Who does he think he is? I know my rights. I don't care if they try to expel me. They can't deny my free speech. I refuse to take this shirt off. I didn't do anything wrong. He's racist. It's not my fault. He doesn't understand what Kanye is saying. How do we stop the Black Panthers? Ronald Reagan cooked up an answer. You hear that? What Jill Scott was hearing when our heroes and heroines got hooked on heroin, crack raised the murder rates in DC and Maryland. We invested in that. It's like we got Merrill Lynch. Preparing for what would be the first of 2 expulsion meetings that year, I climbed onto my proverbial soapbox and in true Kanye fashion said the first thing that came to mind. Listen, Principal Sweat, I'm gonna let you finish, but first, I need to get something off of my chest. How does this shirt with the letters that I so delicately and painstakingly ironed on with a quote from a rapper who honestly you didn't know was a rapper until I just told you he's a rapper, caused such a disruption to the learning environment, it would warrant a student body vice president, key club, culture club, and law club president, member of the debate and varsity football team to land in your office. Perhaps the disruption isn't the black and white ironed on the shirt, so much as the white and black little boy who said it when he so articulately and rightfully stood up for himself. He's supposed to teach chemistry. So why is he commenting on my political ideologies? Newsflash, it's a t-shirt. If you don't like what it says, just look the other way. Otherwise, if you come at me, come correct. I don't have time for your conservative nonsense, nor your Ronald Reagan loving rhetoric. This isn't the Heritage Club, this is a public school. The disruption isn't me, it's you. Besides, how are you gonna teach me about the Bill of Rights, forcing me to highlight and analyze documents and DBQs while drafting briefs on Supreme Court cases? December 1965, Tinker v. Des Moines, Iowa Independent Community School District. Students do not shed their constitutional rights at the schoolhouse door. Don't put food on my plate and expect me not to eat when I'm hungry. I came here to learn, so why am I teaching you about my freedom of speech and the separation of church and state? Oh yeah, that too. I meant to bring it up. You know Miss So-and-so? Yeah, her English class, it won't do. I refuse to read the Bible in school. On principle, it's wrong, but I already told you, it's a public school. The solution is simple. You can provide me with an alternative, or force me to sue. I can see you're upset, and I can understand why. But before you make your decision, let me remind you that all expulsion hearings go before the school board for a vote. And as the first African American student advisor, I will be obligated to vote in the negative. The meeting ended with me walking out of the principal's office, t-shirt on, pride intact. I withdrew from AP Chem and AP English and enrolled in the 2 new online AP courses, class roster, me. Fast forward 7 years, so as I reflect on my experience with social justice, and though I faced obstacles and challenges, I was educated and I knew my rights. And so at the end of the day, I was in an environment that allowed me to express myself and was willing to hear me and understand when they were wrong. Fast forward 7 years, toward the end of my 2nd year teaching at my placement school, Lawrence High Business Management and Finance Academy, also known as BMF. Located about an hour north of Boston, somehow on the border of New Hampshire lied this 90% Dominican urban town. A once historic, thriving factory town has been reduced to the poorest city in the state. Labeled by Boston Magazine as the city of the damned, my first year teaching made history as the state's first ever level 5 failing district for years of chronic underperformance. A school system that saw its 2 previous superintendents indicted on embezzlement charges and a mayor who was undergoing federal investigation for corruption charges. BMF was deemed a level 4 failing school. State-mandated turnaround policies resulted in a removal of over 50% of the teachers, of the staff, and the principal too. Mostly Dominican and Lawrence, born and bred, they were replaced by more affluent white neighboring town teachers. And as you can imagine, the sudden and well-intended decisions had negative effects on my students. And I've never shared this with anyone, and not even Brian, so I'm a little nervous, but this truly was a culminating moment for me that put into perspective some of the privileges that I took for advantage as I gained knowledge from my racist teachers. You know, I always wished that I was born in an urban city, you know, and I went to a school where everyone looked like me. Kind of glad wishes didn't, not all wishes come true. Nah son, fuck this bitch. Who does she think she is? She's tripping. I didn't do anything. I knew she was racist. It's because I'm black. And if she's going to suspend me, then I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to have something to show for it. Brian, mira, look at me. Breathe. No, seriously, Brian, breathe. I promise you it will help. Look at me. Now keep breathing. I get it. I know you're mad. I've been there. But you know that. You know me, just like I know you. It's some weird connection that neither one of us have ever had the courage to talk about, but you know it's true. A younger version of me, quick to learn and an even quicker tongue. Both our report cards always had A's, and in the comment section, talks too much in class. And purposely, sometimes, we knew we could be a smartass. Our favorite rapper is Kanye, and we both play Xbox way too much. We don't say wrong things, and we swear we're right about everything, even when we're not, which, given our competitive nature, makes for some interesting talks. Or maybe more like arguments with less talking and more yelling, our secret game where we argue and debate, dispassionately keeping score. You swear you're always winning, but even though both you and I both know that's not true. Constructing arguments like only we do, a telepathic duel. We anticipate each other's next move, knowing where we're going before we get there and diverting their path. I often found myself having to think faster, 4, 5 steps ahead, hoping you weren't on 6 because, well, yep, didn't see that one coming. Point for you. I know you're still angry. I can feel your pain. You need to calm down though. Just think of the good times. Like the time I drove you to see your family for spring break. You were mad because you yelled at your mom because she couldn't afford the ticket like she promised. And although we both know the pain of unfulfilled promises, you lack the same opportunities for financial independence that I had, so I drove you. 323 miles in my car, we listened to all 5 Kanye albums in order, back to back, no repeats. 5 hours and 16 minutes of the 5-hour and 49-minute trip, we bonded over interpretations of lyrics that only we could come to. You know, I could have been fired for that. Yeah, I got your mom to sign some permission slip that I concocted up last minute, just in case. And it's crazy because the same administrators who would have issue are quick to interrupt my lesson and tell me to drop everything that I'm doing to come help settle you down, belittling my license and status as an educator to that of a disciplinarian. They assume my skin color and gender are the reasons why I'm able to walk into a room and give you this look. As if it's some sort of magic act, disregarding the root of the issue. They're just happy it's over, failing to see that my skin color nor my gender are the reasons that calm you. It's the look in my eye that tells you you're better than this moment. Understanding your pain, I also see your confusion. I know it doesn't make sense. Why is this white woman able to accuse you of something you didn't do? But there is nothing you can do. The system is rigged against you. Look at me. I see past your facade. I know you have to be tough. In the game of streets, it's all about respect. So when you see me in the hallway, I'll accept a nod. Because I know you're with your crew, but deep down inside, I want to hug you too. Shield you from harm, protect your innocence. I'm willing to lie, but ignorance isn't bliss. This isn't the last time. A slight incline in your volume or a perceived aggressive tone will cause white women to fear. I know what you're thinking, no matter how you spin it. In the end, you lose. But this look tells you that I will personally look into whatever issue. I'll listen to you and advocate for you as quick as I will scold you with the il cocotazo upside your head. Coño, ese tú eres loco. You will never talk to a woman like that. I wish you could see the beauty behind advocating for yourself. But you are not afforded that opportunity, and it kills me. And that acting your age and doing things that I used to do will make a grown woman cry. I feel as if I must prepare you for the world, so please take note. Understanding your size and intellect unjustly adds 7 years to your life. So just like Tamir Rice, it's justifiable for a police officer or a teacher to respond inappropriately and not even know it. Look at me. This look reminds you that it's not your fault. And knowing what you know, you're gonna have to make a choice. It's not going to be easy, but sometimes the hardest truth are the ones we say when we're looking in the mirror. Are you going to choose to be a statistic? Or are you going to choose to be the bigger person? I know it's not fair to ask a boy to be a man, but our skin color and our gender do not afford us that opportunity in an unjust world. So this face reminds you of that. The meeting with the principal this time resulted in a 5-day suspension and the non-renewal of my contract effective immediately.